Hello everybody, I'm Cathy Roe and welcome to this workout that I just actually finished. This is a non-impact cardio workout, easy peasy on the knees. Now I just did that whole workout so that I could use my Apple Watch to see how many steps we got in, how many miles this 30-minute workout would give me, and if you can believe it, it's almost 3,000 steps, 2,890, and almost 2 miles, 1.75. So that's pretty hard to get when you're just like walking around in your neighborhood, right? But we keep a very steady clip, a very rhythmic and quick pace, and it gets us that many steps. So let's get going. This workout is going to be a 30-minute cardio workout, easy on the knees, no impact, but yes, we are going to get a great sweat. So let's get going. Here we go. We're going to take a deep breath in. Now exhale it out. We're going to start with some great big stretches called dynamic stretching. Lift and drop. Lift. I've got a slow groove going on here now, but it is going to pick up in just a few minutes to quite a little clip. So we want to do some dynamic stretching to begin. Now I know we're easy on the knees, so you don't need to bend your knees very much. Hold it here, right leg goes back and in and back. We're taking that heel to the floor if we can back there. 4 more and 3. There's 2 more and 1. Stay right here. The arms are going to come up and around and up and around. Now try to get really tall and around. We're going to reverse it. Ready? Up and around. There's 2. 2 more. 3. Hold it right here. Right foot comes out. So we're just going to start taking a little tap tap to the front. And at the same time, pressing the arms back from the elbow joint. So my elbows are bending, not a straight arm. Great. Now take that leg to the side. Keep the arms going. And 3. I know you're going to start feeling your biceps. Now slow to the back. 1 more round here, slow to the back. So dynamic stretching is the way to go for the beginning of your workouts. It's stretching, but while you're moving, so you get some great circulation, warmth in the muscles. Again, tap that toe. Now this time, the arms are a little straight, pressing back. Ooh, it opens up the chest. Leg to the side, arms stay straight. Another set. We're going to take it to the back, slow, back. So you see how we are moving all through the shoulder joint? Yes, just think of synovial fluid going into the joints. With all this movement, synovial fluid is kind of like DW40 for the joints. Now hold it right here. I'm going to turn. Take that pelvis under, stretching the lower back and let it go. And again, take it under and let it go. Now you know, as we age, we start losing a little bit of pelvic mobility. We don't want that to happen. So we got to move it. Great. Back to the fly. Lift. Now this time, see if you can kind of clap your elbows together. And it opens the back a little bit. Now take your feet apart. Right there. A little bend in the knees as we go right and left and right. You don't have to go far. Now we're going to stretch one arm up. Remember this move from every single aerobics class we ever took in the 80s and 90s? Now that arm goes front. Yeah, there's a good reason why we did that. It's a great little dynamic stretch. Take it across your back. So there's a little crisscross, little twist. Back up on the top. Now let's take the little step out of it. So you're just really reaching with your feet planted, your knees bent. There's 4 more like that. Now deep breath in and drop. Your back goes up and down. I'll show you from the side. Great, up. Just like we did before. Now let's hold the little shoulder, press to the center. And other side, little shoulder press to the center. All the way up, deep breath in. Now there is our warm-up. We are going to start intervals, 30 seconds each interval. Our intervals are always going to start with a march. We are going to change our movement every 30 seconds, so we will not get bored. And you can hear from this rhythm, we're moving at quite a little quick clip. We want to keep the arms going. Knees up, back up. Now we're just going to swing the arms at first, but usually I like to see arms staying above the heart. Now this is a march. Our first interval starts here. It's just like the march, except you go out, out, in. Now we don't want to collapse your body just because we're moving bigger or faster. So you've got to engage those abs and the erector muscles in your spine and keep yourself lifted. Okay, we're coming up back to our center march. Here we go, step it out. Now that little step, that out, out, in, let's keep the march going. That is the base step to an old jazz move called the jazz star. I know, it was so popular in its day. Big musical theater move too. So we are gonna do the jazz star next. It's just those bottom feet we already did, but we add the arm. Here we go. It's out, out, in. The arm comes out when the leg comes out. Yeah, you can see why this was such a popular jazz move. It's pretty showy. Can you really get those arms out into the V? Don't mind so much if the legs don't go far, but we want to keep the arms, really keeping our cardio going. Ooh. Back to the march. Now in these marches, like I said, I love to see the arms stay above the heart. So you can see I'm doing little circles, circling it around, keeping the arms up. Well, we're moving on from the jazz star. Our next step is a step called a step and a tap. You ready? Here we go. It steps out, you tap in. Also a big jazz step, step tap. I used to teach jazz for kids, for about 1 million years. This is one of the first steps we ever taught on the first day. Guess what? They all could do it. So that I know we can too. That's a step tap. Back to the center to march. That interval was up fast. Now, if you can get your arms up above your heart, you can make circles. You can do close and opens. I'll do some close and opens. Or choreograph your own thing. But we want to keep those arms moving, hopefully above the heart. We're going to go back into that step tap. You ready? Here we go. Now in the step tap, you know, when I used to teach it to the kids, I'd go, can't you give me a little more personality? And they'd go, oh yeah. You'd be amazed at the stuff I saw as soon as they started giving me personality. Now we're going to start adding a little bit of an arm movement that crosses. Keep those arms going. Back to the march. Whew, let's take that deep breath in while we're marching. Anything you want with the arms, but keep them moving above your head. I'll give you some little suggestions. Arms just keep moving and marching in place. We're chalking up those steps. We're going to the step tap. I'm going to show you a different upper body move. Here we go, step tap. Now, we are going to add an arm. This is called wipe the counter. Well, I made that up. It's not really called that in big social circles. But your arm is out in the front in a sweeping movement, like you are cleaning off your kitchen counter. Big sweep. And we're almost there to come back to our march. Now, I'm staying in one spot for the march with my arms up, as you know. But you can always walk around your room. Walk in a circle. Maybe walk in a figure eight. Maybe walk to the refrigerator. Get some juice or water. Stay away from that ice cream. Here's the march. We're going back to the step tap, only we're gonna wipe higher. Here we go. So, arm comes up. Big, big circle. We are trying to get a huge range of motion. If you're right here, it's okay. But you're gonna sweat more if you get a great big giant range of motion. So we're wiping high, like maybe the top of the refrigerator, windows, wax on, wax off. Just keep it high, marching it out. Arms are up. So I'm just gonna move mine forward and back. But you can make up any little choreography you like, just keep them moving. I'll always show you a little suggestion. Doesn't have to be a big, peppy move up in the arms, but we want to keep them moving. Step tap. Another step tap. Now this time, we're going to use an arm and push, kind of like we did at the beginning with that big aerobics step. So you just push in the direction that you're going. Arm comes up every time. Your knees are bent, so we are really absorbing any impact. Almost ready to walk. Here we go. Arms above your heart. I'm gonna open and close the elbows. Now it doesn't hurt to take some nice deep breaths here. Knees always can come up a little bit higher if you feel like your heart rate's not high enough. Okay, next, we're gonna tap that knee. Now this looks, kind of like you're at the hoedown. You can take your arms across like you're paddling a canoe, or if you really want to get that heart rate up there, you stretch them out. Your choice. 4, 3, 2, 1. We got about 3 more seconds. Walk it out. So your cardio, your heart rate is going to go up depending a lot on what your arms are doing during that hoedown step. Getting ready for the hoedown on the other side. So you're gonna step over onto your right leg. Here we go. Now you can do it easy does it like this, or row the canoe. If you want your heart rate to really come up, the arms shoot on out there. Deep breathing, guys. I know, it's getting to be kind of sweaty over here in my studio. You're gonna see my hair curl up by the end. March it out. Let's keep the arms up. I'm gonna do a little raise the roof. Another set. You can push out in the front or on the diagonal side. Just keep it moving. The next thing we're gonna do is bring the knee up more. It's called a high stepper. I'll show you. You're going to step, knee, step, knee. Now arms go above your head. Here we go, step, knee, step, knee. What we don't want to do is this. We want to try to stay really tall and lifted. Now that takes some abs in the front and it takes the erector muscles in the back, and we want them to be working. Tummy tight, back lifted, shoulders down. Almost time to march again. Whew, here we go. Arms can be swinging. Now, you know, you don't have to just stay in that same place. March around your room, maybe a circle, a figure eight, up and down the steps. You have 30 seconds to do whatever you like. Arm swinging also is gonna get your heart rate up there. We're going back to the high stepper, only we're gonna change the arms. Let's come on up. So, high stepper, this time pull your arms down. Now I wanna show you a common mistake is this. We don't wanna do what some people would call a ab crunch while we're here. We wanna keep the erectors working in your back. We wanna keep the tummy tight and the core tight. It keeps you stable. Coming down, 2 and 1, back to the march. We're gonna do that high stepper again, but we're gonna change the arms. You keep marching, I'm gonna show you. So as we go, we're gonna cross one arm, kind of crisscross. It's called a windmill. Just like that, only it's faster. Okay, you guys, get ready. Arms are gonna come up, we're still marching. High stepper. Cross one arm over. Be careful now, we don't want to collapse. You are really using those abs. You are using the erectors in your spine. You're pressing your shoulders down. Your ears are over your shoulders. So we have this perfect form. So tall. It's harder to do with good form. Takes more strength. Great, let's walk it out. Arms are gonna be up. I'm just gonna push back from the elbows while I walk, and I'll show you the next thing. You keep marching. This is your marching interval. We're chalking up those steps. It's kind of like the high stepper, except you kick to the back. Now, if your knees bother you, you don't have to kick so very high. If you got great knees, just kick yourself in the bum. You ready? Here we go. These are called kickbacks, oddly enough. I know, we've done these forever, right? They were like in every aerobics class ever. Let's open the arms with it. We could just take them out like the shutter door from the elbows. Lifting the chest. Ready? That interval is over already. Can you believe it? Walking it out. We are going to do that again, but this time we're going to do it with a windmill, which is a little cross. You keep marching, I'm going to show you. So the arms will be up, and whichever foot goes behind, you just reach back there and give it a little touch. Now, if that doesn't feel good, you just do a little step tap like that. Okay? All right, we're ready. Here we go. Windmill's coming up. So the arms are up. It taps back. I know I'm moving at a quick little clip here. If this doesn't feel good to you to go this fast, just slow it down. Modify the movement however you like. But we want to keep moving. Keep the tummy tight. Keep the back lifted. Keep our erect posture. Ooh, we're back to the walk. Now the arms are going to be up. So the next move is going to be a little kick to the front. You keep moving, I'll show you. It's not high because we're going pretty quickly. So it's just a little bit dip and kick. Dip and kick. But your body stays up. That's the hard part. We'll pretend like we're in a chorus line. Arms are out, you're not gonna move it. Little dip, little kick. Tummy is up. Arms are out. Now you cannot move your upper body or shoulders, because if you were in a chorus line and you moved your shoulders or your arms, all the rock heads to either side of you would topple. So we're trying to stay really stable right there in the upper body. As we do that little dip and kick, that's what makes it hard. Here we go, walking it out. Oh, that one is hard. And we are gonna take that again, except this time, you keep marching. We are gonna cross it, do a little crisscross. Now it doesn't have to be high, but we wanna stabilize your top so it's not moving around and collapsed. Takes a lot of core, takes a lot of strength, and it's gonna make your heart rate go up to work that hard. Ready? Here we go. Cross it over. Now this is a quick little pace, so if you want to slow it down, go ahead. I'm keeping this pace because I want to get more steps in, and I want my heart rate to continue to stay up. And I want to continue sweating. I'm one of those people that always thought I could equate sweating with fun. I know, my sister thinks I'm nuts, but it was always fun for me to exercise. Made me feel so free. And feeling free, you can't beat it. Okay, keeping those arms up, I'm gonna show you what is next. We're gonna start coming down a little bit. That means we're gonna stop lifting our legs so much. We're gonna go back to that step tap. You keep marching, but we tap behind. You ready? Okay, here we go. Step behind. Now, this is gonna be called a skater. One arm reaches forward. Keep your chest up. You don't have to take that big of a step, but if you like to, it gets you a little warmer. So I'm kind of dipping in the middle. If that's not good on your knees, just take a little step, don't dip. Walking it out. We're going back to that step behind, but this time I'm gonna do the arms that look even more like a skater. I'll show you. So we're gonna take the arms both out. Big sweeping movement like that. It is going to shoot our heart rate up for the next interval. Remember, if you don't wanna go as fast as I'm going, that's cool. All right, here we go. So, step behind. Now, here's the arms. I've still got that little dip in the middle, but the arms are swinging. I do feel kind of like I'm skating. I can see why they call it skater. 14 more seconds. Chest is up. We don't want to collapse. Can you feel your tummy tight? We want to. Can you feel your shoulder blades down? We want to. Walking it out. Arms are up. Now we don't want to stop the arms. You know that, because they're keeping our heart rate up. You keep going. You can do any arms you want. Make up your own choreography. I'm going to show you what's next. We already stepped behind. We are going to step this time to the front, and it crosses over a little bit in the front. At the same time, we are going to crisscross our arms. Okay, here we go. Step to the front. It gets a little crossover. Now I want to remind you about your tummy. Press the abs in. I want to remind you about the rector muscles that go up your back. We want the back erect, the shoulders down, the ears on top of the shoulders, because when we do this with good form, it takes more effort, makes us stronger. Ready to walk it out. We're gonna do that cross again, but this time we're gonna take the arms up a little higher. So I'll show you. They're gonna cross with palms down. I had palms up on the first one, probably you did too. Now on the top, the palms are straight ahead. So it's a step and cross in the front with the palms up. Okay, you ready? Here we go. They're really not overhead. See, they're more like a diagonal, a high diagonal. Now, let's take those big wide steps if you can. Chest is up. Another set. The arms don't really have to open that wide, just a little V. Okay, let's march it out. Coming down a little bit, we are going to do something called a double step. So we already did step tap. You keep marching, arms up somewhere. Let me show you a double step. It goes step, together, step, touch. Step, so it's like a step tap, only there's 2 steps instead of 1. We're going to practice that double step, then we're going to add some arms onto it. Here we go. Step, together, step. Step, together, step. Now, you want to keep your knees a little bit bent and keep your chest up, working those erectors in your back. You got the feet? Okay, arms come out. Let's press them down. Little presses as we go. Moving through space as much as you can. Low and wide steps. Okay, marching it out. We're gonna do that double step again with some arms you already know. We're gonna do it with a wipe the counter. There's 2 wipes. And then we're gonna do it with the big one, the wax on, or the wipe something way up high. So here we go. Double step, double step, double step. Now as you're going, I want to remind you, see, your body is like this, not like this. Now we're going to wipe. 2 big wipes. Big wipe. We want to really move through space if you can. Another set. You can see we're kind of bringing down the heart rate a little bit because we stopped doing those big kicks and leg lifts. All right, walk it out. We're on our second to last interval. We're going to do that double step again. I'm going to show you, but this time the arm makes 2 big circles. Now if you want to do it like the balletic way, it's called a loop, and you just loop the arm around like this. So I'll show you both, and you can decide what you want. Okay, we're ready for that double step with the chest lifted like this, not like this. Here we go. Okay. Up and up. So I've got my palm forward, kind of like the wax on, wax off. If you'd rather do the loop, it looks like this. It feels a little better in the shoulder to me because there's a little swing to it, which I like. Speaking of swinging, we're gonna do that next. So we're wrapping it up on our intervals. I hope you're sweating. I have air conditioning in my studio and I'm still like, get the sweat out of my eyes. All right, you know, whatever you want to do with your arms, you can make up your own. Be a creative choreographer. We are just gonna step out, take a little swing. Now you guys, I want to tell you how important it is to stretch, because not only is it our number one injury preventer to be flexible, but also now that you are sweaty, we want to do static stretches. Remember at the beginning we did dynamic? This is a dynamic stretch we're doing right now. Static stretches you hold. So let's come back. I'll tell you what, if you can think of your muscles like taffy, you will get this image in your head. Taffy, when it's cold, it does not stretch. Taffy, when it's warm, is very gooey and stretches. And that's where we are now. Very warm, hopefully. And we want those muscles to stretch while we have the wet heat. So my back heel is down. It doesn't have to be big lunge, but the back heel is down. Now step in a little bit. Your front toe is going to come off the floor. Your back leg, the knee bends, but you keep your back up. Now you are gonna feel under your leg that hamstring. Hamstring is huge in our world because we want it to be stretched and flexible. And if you stretch it without being warm, without the taffy being warm, it is not very effective. Everything back up. Let's face the other side. So one leg goes back. What we really want to do is get that back heel on the floor. Now let me show you something about a lunge. You do not want to be on a tightrope like this. You want your legs a little bit apart, and then you're not so wobbly. But you know, if you feel wobbly on your lunges, you can always go over and hold onto a chair or a wall. The most important thing is that you do the stretch. Tummy is working, erectors in the spine are working. It's just that back leg getting a big stretch. Now bring your feet in a little bit. That front toe goes up. Knee is going to bend on your back leg. Now we want to keep your chest up. In other words, not this. Chest is up. We want the back to be strengthening while we are stretching that front leg. Whew. Let's just hold a few more seconds. Toe up a little bit more if you can. And put it down. Now legs are going to be a little bit apart, arms apart. I would like you to not move your hips like this. They stay right in the middle as one arm comes up. You're just stretching from the hip bone here to the ribs, not sticking your hip out at all. So this stays very lengthened, and then we get the stretch where we want it on the side. Back to the center, tall as can be. Remember, you're not gonna stick your hip out. We're gonna take it over. Big stretch. Now, even though we did low impact, let's come back up. It is still impact somewhere, right? And you know your lower back takes a lot of that impact. So we're gonna come down. Remember, we did this at the beginning. Tuck under in the pelvis, tuck your chin to your chest, make your back round like a cat, but we want the pelvis scooping under. That's gonna stretch out the low back. And let it go. One more time, holding. So I've been to a chiropractor during my dance career, I don't know, 1,000 times. I'm not exaggerating either. And you know what they say every time I would go in with back pain? They say two things. Strengthen your abs. We did that by keeping ourselves erect and the tummy pressed in. And they always say, and you have to move your pelvis. Tuck under. All the way up, feet come together, inhale. So that was our workout, you guys. Thank you so much. And may I ask you, please, if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, it would mean so much to me to have you as a subscriber. Just click that little picture of my face over there, and if you ring the little bell, you'll never miss a workout with me or one of my videos, and I would sure love to keep working with you. Until we meet again, my friends, have a beautiful day and keep your back up.